If you're worried about your dog escaping or you just want complete peace of mind, the Halo Collar 5 could be the perfect solution for you. In this video, I'm going to break down some of the key features of the Halo Collar 5 that make it one of the most advanced GPS dog collars on the market. We'll talk about some of our real-world testing results, and I am going to be completely honest about where I feel the collar falls short. If you stick around to the end of this video, I will also talk about a potential mistake in setup that could ruin your GPS collar's effectiveness completely and how to avoid it. If you're ready to get started with the Halo Collar 5, head to the description below where you will find an exclusive discount link. Let's start with what actually impressed me about the Halo Collar 5, because some of these updates are pretty legit, and others certainly look great as a bullet point on a social post. The big headline feature here is 20 location updates per second, which, if true, is pretty wild. Most GPS collars refresh once per second, which sounds completely serviceable until you remember just how fast your dog is and the fact that they can be halfway across the yard before the alert even fires. In our testing, Halo 5 does seem faster and more responsive than previous models, but it's still hard to say whether we're getting those 20 full location refreshes in action. But still, even the fact that they are pushing this level of accuracy to this degree means that Halo is trying to move their tech in the right direction. Then there's the always-on real-time location tracking, which basically does away with this low-power nonsense. Some collars will throttle the GPS accuracy in the name of extending battery life, and that is when your data gets, laggy or their location is just flat out wrong. Now, the Halo 5 doesn't do that. You always know exactly where your dog is, and if they cross a boundary, you get a notification on your phone right away, not 4 minutes later when your dog is already, raiding your neighbor's chicken coop. The auto fence feature is another pretty big win. If you're, on the go, you can just drop a virtual fence and it will create a boundary based on the GPS's property line that you can then go in and fine tune yourself. It makes setup a lot quicker, especially if you wind up at a park or in an unfamiliar spot. About the battery life, the Halo 5 purports to have 48 hours of battery life on a single charge, which is fine. It's great. It's better than the last model, and it charges up again in about an hour. But I just charge it at night, like I do my phone. I don't know, maybe I'm getting in my own head about this. Like, there's a collar that says they do 5 days on a single charge, which, why would you need that? Just charge your collar and maybe don't have it on your dog all the time. I know where she is right now, and I don't think she's going anywhere. Still, if you're camping or you're traveling, you're in a space where you don't have consistent power, I get it. 48 hours, it does bring some peace of mind. You're not constantly having to worry about charging it or bringing a backup. But if you forget to charge it 2 nights in a row, just plug it in when you're making breakfast and it'll be ready when you are. The Halo 5's build quality is rock solid. It's IP67 waterproof, so that handles, rain, mud, full submersion, no problem. And it fits dogs between, 20 and 100 plus pounds, and it's durable and can handle a lot while also being comfortable enough for all-day wear. Now, physically, it's not a huge leap from the Halo 4, maybe a little sleeker, but nothing revolutionary. It's still sturdier and more refined than most GPS dog collars out there. But if you are already a Halo Collar 4 owner, you're not going to get a huge increase in comfort by switching over to a Halo 5. But again, it's still definitely one of the better built options available. Where the Halo really shines is its app. You can tell they really put the time into making a clean and easy user experience. The app is nice to look at, it's intuitive, you can do everything you need within the app, even if you're not tech savvy. You can get it set up, build a boundary on your phone, tweak the settings and points as needed, and just manage everything effectively without having to figure out, well, how do I do this? Compared to other GPS collars that I've tested, this app is a pleasure to use. There's no clutter, there's no buried menus, just a layout that makes sense. Plus, there is in-app support if you ever find yourself in need of help. All right, let's talk about the boundary system, because frankly, what are we doing here talking about GPS dog collars if we're not testing the boundaries? Ha ha ha. Let's talk about how the Halo 5 stacks up. Overall, it works. Your dog approaches the edge of the boundary that you've set up, and they will receive progressive correction notifications. First a tone, and then a vibration, and then static correction. You can fine tune these feedback systems however you like. If you don't want to use static correction, you don't have to. But basically, if your dog crosses the boundary, whatever that correction is initiates, and then the collar switches over to real-time tracking mode so you can see where they are in real time. I ran 5 full boundary tests to see how the system would work, and the good news, 5 out of 5 times, that final alert, the static correction when they crossed the boundary, that triggered at the exact right spot every single time, which is huge. That is ultimately the purpose of the collar, is to get them to turn around and return to the safe space, and it worked every single time. Now, those earlier notifications were a little bit shakier. 2 out of the 5 times, they didn't trigger at maybe not the correct time, but at the time that you would expect as they approached the boundary. Now, again, that final correction kicked in as it should. So ultimately, not a complete and total deal breaker, but it is something that Halo can consider working on to tighten up and make their product even better. My verdict, there is only one collar on the market that is doing it better than Halo. So I don't think you're doing anything wrong in choosing Halo. It's not like they're lagging behind. The technology is solid, but I think it is just shy of being truly great. For most people, the system is going to work exactly as it is supposed to, keeping your dog safely inside the boundary and giving you the peace of mind that if they do wander too far, you will know immediately. The app includes step-by-step training modules developed by Cesar Millan, plus on-demand resources that you can access at any time. Now, my honest take, if your dog already knows basic commands, that's probably overkill. In my experience, once they understand how the system works and recognizing the tones, and that usually happens fairly quickly, then they've got it. I didn't find myself going back to any of those modules after the fact, after I had, gotten it set up initially. It is a nice feature, especially for new dogs or first-time dog owners, but I just think they lean on it too hard in the marketing. That being said, definitely use it. I have seen so many negative reviews of these collars from people who skip over the training and then complain that their dog doesn't respond to the tone. You can't expect your dog to intuitively know that's what training is for. Let's talk about the investment, because the Halo Collar 5 comes with a sticker price of $599. Now, you can get $50 off if you buy a second collar, if you have multiple dogs, and they do offer financing to make things a little bit more accessible, but can't sugarcoat it. That's expensive. That is a lot of money to be spending on any piece of tech for your dog or otherwise. But it's designed to be an investment for long-term use. It's not something that's going to break down in 6 months. It's supposed to be a system for keeping your dog safe that you use for years and years and years. Now, a note about that years and years and years, the Halo Collar does require a subscription in order to use the full functionality. That includes that always-on tracking, the immediate alerts, all of the app services and functionality, and ongoing support. They're also designed to work as more than just containment and location units. Halo Health is a big example of this. What they'll do is they will track your dog's activity, logging their walks, and monitoring how much daily movement they're getting. Basically, it's not just containment, it's also keeping an eye on your dog's health and wellness, making sure they're actually getting the exercise that they need. So yes, it's a very expensive dog collar, but it does a whole lot more than just look nice around their neck. It does basically all of this work for you, except for, of course, feeding it. Now, when you compare that to the cost of constructing a physical fence around your property, which can cost, upwards of 10 grand and is completely inflexible once it's installed, or even the potential cost of losing your dog even just once, those numbers do start to make sense. It's a huge investment, but it's built to last, and it does what it promises to do. Let's talk about who this is actually for. If you have a large property that your dog loves to wander around and roam on, this makes sense. If you travel frequently with your dog, camping trips, visiting family, or road trips, the ability to quickly and easily set up a safe boundary for your dog is invaluable. If you're looking at installing a traditional fence, you should probably consider this as an option before you do so. It is, cheaper in most cases, and frankly, quite a bit more flexible after the fact. It's ideal if you want that real-time tracking and instant alerts for peace of mind. If knowing where your dog is at all times matters to you, then Halo's tracking capabilities are top tier and up to the task. And if you want, activity monitoring on top of, the containment functionality, that's there for you as well. If you like these videos, consider subscribing. We do appreciate it. If you have questions about the Halo 5 or other GPS dog collars, drop them in the comments below. We do try and respond to them. That is all we have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.